So today's video is going to be I wrote a New Year's special of the next step because I was going to do a Christmas one, but then I thought nope, New Year's special, the Christmas one's already been done, I'm not rewriting it. Before you carry on watching this video, subscribe down below. Subscribe to Mocking Ariana 3. She did a video where she wrote a Halloween special for the next step, so go check her out as well. Pretty sure the next step had never done a New Year's special, so would be my take on a New Year's special of the next step. So the episode begins where A Troop are rehearsing a group dance in Studio A and B Troop are rehearsing another group dance in Studio 1. A Troop and B Troop would be working on their dances, and then the lights would go off and then they'd hear this bang. B Troop are rehearsing and Grace gets dropped from the lift because in season 7 I felt like it wasn't made very sort of clear that why Grace was like saying I don't want to be dropped from my lift, and sorry about background noise, please just ignore that. Everyone runs to the window to see if that explains what the banging sound is, and they realise people are having fireworks and that people are welcoming into the new year. Tomorrow's New Year's Eve, by the way. But nobody's sure why the lights have been turned out. A Troop think maybe it's summer because on the show Summer turned out the lights to an entire building in season 7 episode 5. But B Troop, who have been rehearsing in Studio 1, come into studio, say why there are no lights. A Troop say maybe Summer turned out the power, and B Troop say how could it have been summer with no proof? There's no solid evidence. Some would say, why is it always me that gets the blame for everything? Power cuts happen. For every power cut that happens, or just simply the lights turning out. Emily comes out of the office and says she's on it with investigating what is going on. Nick walks into Studio A with his umbrella having broken, so he chucks it in the bin and is looking rather soggy and says he and Emily are going to have to investigate whatever is going on. So he and Emily go into the office and Nick says to Emily, what is going on? Why are the lights out? Nick goes, I don't know, I need to investigate. So Nick and Emily go into the office and then head out of the office to ask A and B Troop if they heard anything, saw anything. And they said they had a banging sound and heard fireworks to celebrate New Year. In the meantime, everyone has to stop dancing because there's not enough light, which makes it dangerous. So Nick says everyone can go home, seeing as they can't do any rehearsing, so everyone goes home. Every dancer would grab their phones and use them as a flashlight, so there is light and they can see. Izzy and Heath use actual torches and everyone says to them, nice torches, they say thank you. Nobody would question it, they just assume that they had a torch because it's a useful thing to have, which they only have on their phones. They would then say that people watch the fireworks in the dark rather than the lights on, so you can see them better. People say in their talking heads their New Year's Eve plans, and the studio is then empty. Then everyone would be walking along the street talking about Marcus and Ethan then go off together because they're going home together. Heathcliff would start telling a New Year's Eve story to everybody because he would say, I got a New Year's Eve story. He said something like, one night in Toronto, I was on my way to see some fireworks, something like that. Makes sense. So then he would say once he finished the story and say, there was a girl called Presley on B Troop. Presley would say, don't say my name so much. He would then say Ethan would make a good firework, and Ethan says back, why would I make a good firework like that? What is special about me? Ethan then starts defending Presley and saying stuff rude back to Heath about how he's only on A Troop as an alternate rather than being a featured dancer in the competition routines. Ozzy would say, guys, stop fighting, why are you always causing fights, Heathcliff? Izzy says, why do we need to fight on the streets? Heath says Nick is not going to see what we're doing in the streets, so it's fine to do and say whatever we like. Shell says, I'm walking home to get ready for a New Year's Eve party and my outfit is so good. Now I'm so excited for this party. Then more fireworks go off and they hear a loud banging noise after the fireworks. The same banging noise they heard in the studio. They think, we need to hide or get out of here. Everyone hides because they think it's the easiest thing to do. Nick comes down the street and sees no A Troopers in the street. Piper says, I can't hear any noises. Is it quiet on the streets now? Can they all do their New Year's Eve plans? Everybody comes out of their hiding places and carries on walking down the street. Lily and Kingston go off together, so they're going on a New Year's Eve date. Ozzy says to everyone, we're all on our way to our destination. Ozzy says, I'm going home to do stuff I need to do. Finn makes a joke to Ozzy and saying, do you have to do schoolwork on New Year's Eve? So he says to Finn, why is it an essential thing to do is insult people? Ozzy says, I've done all my work, and what has brought this on? Finn said, maybe because you said you need to do stuff. So he says, look, Finn, the stuff I need to do is preparation for a New Year's Eve party. Schoolwork is all good in the hood. Maya says we should all watch the fireworks together, or Pete says I need to go home to a New Year's Eve party, so Pete would go to his New Year's Eve party. Heath goes, why do we always need to spend time together? Ozzy goes, Heath, stop spoiling all the fun and just roll with it. Summer says, Maya, that is a good idea. Heath, why don't you stop insulting people or go do something else without the team? Izzy says there is a firework there. Ozzy would then say, come on Izzy, we need to go to the firework night for New Year's Eve at home, so we should probably get going. Izzy and Ozzy would then head home. Summer said, let's go to the firework display over there. Maya say, let's go, and I'm good at firework makeup, so shall I do everyone's makeup so we can all be firework ready? Henry and Grace would say, I'm down for it, let's do this. Then everybody apart from Rochelle would say, I want some done. Rochelle would say, I can do makeup better. Your eyeliner is never deep enough for my liking, Maya. And Maya and Grace would be confused because Rochelle has never met Maya before, and this is what she has to say. They all go into the corner and Maya has makeup ready and starts doing it. And Rochelle goes into another corner and does it, and they see who does the best makeup. Both makeups look pretty similar apart from one has deeper eyeliner than the other. Rochelle gets everyone to vote for whose makeup is better. Team vote and it's a tie. Rochelle then decides that to do a tiebreaker they should dance battle. Maya says, I don't have time for a dance battle, I have a New Year's Eve ball to go to. Rochelle says, if you don't dance battle me then I win, so Maya and Rochelle dance battle. Rochelle wins and Presley says to Rochelle, can I dance battle you? And it's a tie because Rochelle and Presley are just as good as each other. Cleo says we should go for a games night at my house because it's a good way to spend time with the team. Jude says that's such a great idea. Let's do this. Cleo then says before games, let's have a group game of hide and seek. Henry says, should we just go for games at your house? We don't need to play hide and seek, we've just done hide and seek. Finn says a group game of hide and seek is such a good idea. Henry, if you don't want to play then you can count. So Henry says, okay, fine, I'll count. Presley said, let's hide together, Rochelle, so we can find the best hiding place. Rochelle says in a whisper, what do you have in mind? Rochelle says, I will take you to the hiding place. I can't tell anybody because it will give it away. So everybody hides and Finn finds people. Once hide and seek is finished, everyone heads for games at Cleo's house. Rochelle says while they're playing games, Presley, you're actually a good dancer. Do you want to do a duet? One says that's an amazing idea, let's all do duets. So everyone pairs up and works on their duets. Then they perform the duets to each other. Me and Henry are holding hands and you can tell they are in love because they got together before this episode. Everyone says Amy and Henry are two lovebirds. Henry don't say anything because the team already knows, so there's no point repeating stuff they've already discussed with the team. Winnie says it's nice to see you and Ozzy getting on nice. Nice not to see you and Ozzy fight. Izzy says, I agree, it's nice not to have Heath and Ozzy rivalry. Grace says to Jude, you're getting better at choreography. You are a good duet partner because Grace and Jude paired up to be a duet. Cleo said, I noticed that too. Jude, someday me, you and Grace should do a trio. Izzy says, it's nice that the fighting has finally stopped. Piper said, I'm happy too. What's your name? Because she doesn't know Izzy. She says, I'm Izzy and I'm on B Troop. Since after the alternate audition, how long have you been on A Troop? What's your name? Piper said, I'm Piper and I've been on A Troop for 4 seasons. And Izzy would ask her, what's A Troop like? So Brent and Izzy would talk about A Troop, the games carry on. Fun is just laughing, joking, playing games, having fun, a good time. And then at the end everyone does a big dance to finish and the episode will end with the dance. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and I will see you in another video. Bye.